Good evening and welcome to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, where tonight the Collinsville Cardinals take on the Tahlequah Tigers. I'm Casey Price alongside Logan Wilt. And Logan, this is the last regular season game for the Cardinals, and they have the opportunity to win the district this evening with a win against the Tahlequah Tigers.
Yes, this is a huge game. The players have been anxious to play this game all week, knowing that if we win this game, we bring home the district title, and we have at least one playoff game at home. So this is big for everyone.
Looks like Tahlequah won the toss. We'll see what they choose to do here. Collinsville riding a 5-game winning streak coming into tonight's game. A huge win last week over Pryor. It wasn't pretty, Logan, but they managed to get the win regardless.
Yeah, it started off the game with some poor offense, and the defense had to put the first points on the board. And after that interception by TJ running it back for the touchdown, it kind of jump-started the whole team, and Collinsville looked like a different team playing after that interception.
I talked to him before the game, and it was Halloween. He was wanting to take some of my candy that I brought from all my students, and he's not one of my students. And I said, I'll give you a piece of candy if you can guarantee me that you'll score a touchdown tomorrow night. And he's like, I guarantee it, Coach Price. I saw him the next Monday, and I was like, you're lucky you got that pick six because you didn't score an offensive touchdown in the evening, so that was kind of a funny thing. It looks like Tahlequah is going to receive to open the game here. Collinsville will kick off, and I believe this field runs... What direction is this field going? Anybody that knows in the room? North to south?
Yes.
Is that a guess? Okay. So Collinsville will kick off headed in the northern direction.
I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Redding this week, so I kind of made my own keys to the game, and the first was maintain the run game. We've kind of, every game that we've been in has been because of our run game. Our run game's basically what runs this offense. The Central game, the first half, we couldn't get our run game going. Second half, we come out, we run all over Central, and we end up winning that game. Pryor, first half, couldn't really get the run game going. Second half, the run game starts to go, but not as well as we would like, but still, we win that game. So hopefully they come in tonight, and Haymaker has a big game, and we really start running the ball well. The second one was keep a level head. Huge implications on this game. District title, there's nothing bigger than that right now in football. And the third one was presence up front. We need another big performance by Kothi on the defensive side of the ball. Cutler Cole on the offense is out with a ankle injury, so we will have a freshman in his spot. I was watching warm-ups, and it looks like there have been two guys taking snaps in his position, and that would be Bradley Smith and
Joey Krapinski, the freshman. They're both freshmen, right?
Yes, they are both freshmen.
All right, well, the Cardinals run through the small spirit line, and the Tahlequah Tigers do the same, and we're moments away from kickoff in this 5A District 4 matchup. Like Logan said, it's so important tonight to just take care of business. You can't overlook this Tahlequah Tiger team. Something that I've discussed with people outside of Cardinal TV is Collinsville's a pretty good team, but this district has a lot of teams that are kind of on that same level. And I hate to use the word mediocrity because I think Collinsville's definitely on the good end of being mediocre. But there aren't really any teams in this league this season that you would say are just really, really good. So Collinsville's got to do a good job. We're the type of team that can't just come out here and lay an egg and still beat Tahlequah. Now, Tahlequah is a 1-8 team, so you think if as long as they just kind of handle business, don't turn the ball over too much, that the Cardinals should be able to secure a W, which would give them home field advantage going into the playoffs. Something to be aware of going into tonight's game is the junior starting running back Ryan Haymaker has 838 yards on the season, so we'll kind of be trying to count down his yardage as he gets closer and closer to that 1,000-yard mark.
Yeah, his goal at the beginning of the season was to reach 1,000 yards in the regular season, so hopefully we see that tonight. So Sergio Perez will kick off for Collinsville, and it looks like we have a pretty significant south wind tonight. So we'll see, and the ball blew off the tee, so we'll see if that goes into effect with both teams' offenses.
Looks like back to receive for Tahlequah is number 19 Heston Lamans and number 20 Mitchell Sellers. It goes towards Sellers. Got some room, gets to the 35, to the 40. Levi Draper finally able to bring him down. So nice return there for the Tigers, and their offense will take the field. They'll be led by quarterback David Dick. He's a senior. He's 6 foot, 175-pound senior. He's close to the 1,000-yard mark as well on the season, as he has thrown for 848 yards this year. Excuse me, I believe that's what he's rushed for. That's what he's rushed for on the season. He's actually thrown for 949 yards, 8 touchdowns, but 9 interceptions. So that stands out. First snap from the shotgun, hands off. Oh, keeps it on the read. Looks like he's brought down at the 49, so he'll be just a few inches short unless they give him the, and they do. They give him a nice place there, and Tahlequah will have a first down on the very first play of the game.
So as you can see, he is a dual threat quarterback. So that gives Tahlequah. Collinsville hasn't really played against many dual threat quarterbacks. We have played against East Central and Central, but after that, no one really has a dual threat quarterback.
Cothe in on that one to put early pressure on Dick, and didn't get the sack immediately, but some of his teammates finally did as Dick stepped up into the pocket. So it will be a tackle for loss there, 2-yard loss. So it'll be 2nd and 12 on the pass play there for the Tigers.
Tahlequah has been in some high-scoring games this season, and I talked to Coach Redding. He said their defense isn't really what keeps them in games. It's their offense. They try to outscore opponents, and it hasn't really worked out for them this season, only winning one district game.
Handoff goes to number 5. That's Colton Wright. Runs up the middle. Looks like he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Tigers. Tonight was Tahlequah senior night. Had a lot of seniors on this Tahlequah Tiger team. So 3rd and 10, defense has an opportunity to get off the field here quickly. Starting on that line this evening looks to be Cole Kime, Parker Brown, and
Justin Cothe.
From the shotgun, Dick looks to pass. Steps up in the pocket, and Cothe and Brown bring him down. That'll be another sack, and Justin Cothe was nominated for the Tulsa World Player of the Week last week as he came up huge in that game against the Pryor Tigers, especially in the last few series of the game when Collinsville really needed to get some stops. He was the man who was able to get back into the backfield and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback and even get some really big sacks.
Yeah, he's been the leader on this defensive line, and he's just always all over the field, and he never stops on a play. He keeps pursuing it no matter what, and that's what I like about him.
Nice punt here by Tahlequah. Brandon Lowe signals fair catch, and it'll be downed at the 20. So that's where Collinsville will take over for their first offensive possession here, as the defense does a good job. Gave up 1 first down on that first play, and then got off the field on the next set of downs.
So Zane will lead this offense onto the field, and let's see if this Collinsville offense can get something going early in the game.
Haymaker is the back. He gets the early handoff. Nice cut to the right there, as he'll have a gain of 5 to 6 yards there. It looks like he got 6. My math is going to be tested tonight as I try to keep a running track of his yardage. Please don't hold it against me. I teach English. So 2nd and 4 here for the Cardinals. A lot of movement going on the Tahlequah defense. Another handoff to Haymaker, and he does a nice job there keeping his legs moving, and he will have the first down on a run of what appears to be about 5 yards.
So 2 state run plays and not big gains, but good gains.
Mm-hmm.
If Collinsville can do that all game, then there will be no trouble on this offensive side of the ball.
Haymaker doing a good job there. It looked like he was stopped after a gain of just a couple and kept those legs turning and gets a whole 5 yards out of the play. Blitz coming here. McElroy struggles with the snap, and it's going to be an incomplete pass intended for Dylan Cook. And I think that high snap might have thrown McElroy's pass off there. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
And is this his 4th game back?
Mm-hmm.
In his 4th game back, he still doesn't look as comfortable as he could be in the pocket, still kind of overthrowing his guys. But for coming back from shoulder surgery and leading this team how he has, I've really been happy with his performances.
Looks to pass again, and that one almost intercepted as Keenan Hamilton got a hand on it, but it just bobbled up in the air. The Tahlequah defender, number 21, Brandon Conrad, nearly had the interception there. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 10 for this Collinsville Cardinal team. After back-to-back run plays, we've seen back-to-back pass plays.
I have trips to the left, Keenan Hamilton to the right.
McElroy puts Cook in motion. From left to right, and McElroy in motion to his left, squares up, hits Tyler Forrest, and that'll be a short gain, and the Cardinals will be forced to punt after a gain of what appears to be about 4 yards there on the catch.
So Zane will punt it off for the Cardinals.
Conrad and number 4, Willie Carlisle, back to receive here for the Tigers. Snap back, it's a good one. McElroy sends it soaring, and fair catch signaled at the 35-yard line by Carlisle.
So Tahlequah's offense will again take the field. Last possession, they had 1 first down. We'll see if they can get something going here.
Something that Collinsville has struggled with quite a bit this season, with the exception of the East Central game, has been getting some momentum on offense early in games. I think a huge part of getting momentum in that East Central game was the early interception that the defense managed to get against East Central. Nice sweeping run there by the Tigers. That was number 8, Court McMillan. He's a senior.
8 yards on the carry.
Linebackers in the game this evening are Mark Tillman on the outside and Keenan Hamilton on the outside. Justin Cothe manages to get the tackle there.
Tillman made the quarterback keep it there as he had the running back covered.
I think that's something that Cothe has done a really good job of all season, is staying true to whoever his matchup is, and a lot of times he's blown up the running back or the quarterback when they didn't have the ball, but allowed his teammates to make a tackle, forcing a quarterback to make a decision. We've seen Cothe do that a lot this year, and I think it's been a testament to him staying true to whatever his matchup is. He's just kind of come in and taken that away from the offense. Tahlequah is going to call a timeout here and talk about what they want to do on this 3rd down and 2.
So far, they've run the ball 4 times and thrown it twice.
6 minutes, 42 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's pretty nice evening. I'm sure the football players down there on the field pretty appreciate the temperature. I mean, it's cool but not cold tonight. A nice heavy jacket, and I'm sure the people in the stands feel fine with the weather tonight as well. There is a wind out of the south, but pretty good football weather for this time in November. Inside linebackers tonight, Levi Draper, the freshman, and Josh Arnold, the sophomore. Dick pitches it to number 21, who's still not brought down. Finally forced out of bounds there was Brandon Conrad, and he'll have the first down for the Tahlequah Tigers on a good effort play by the senior running back.
Yeah, he really had to fight for those 3 yards.
I think running the option like that is a something that quarterbacks really get into a skill of doing, knowing when to pitch it early like Dick just did, and knowing when to kind of force defenses to take you out of the play. Dick in the shotgun, fakes a handoff, looks to pass, has a man, passes just overthrown his intended target.
That
Number
receiver's
4, Willie Carlisle.
That receiver's pretty fast because
Looked like he was going to overthrow him bad.
Yeah, and he really ran under that ball and just off the fingertips. If he would have caught that, I think he'd have been gone to the house.
We do have a very different perspective this evening, Logan and I, as we're at the Northeastern State University Stadium. We are much higher up than we've been in the past. This time, Dick keeps it on the quarterback. Reed cuts upfield. Nice move there by Dick, and he'll get a couple yards there. So it'll be 3rd and 7 after the gain.
Another thing about this game is Collinsville needs to escape without any injuries going into the playoffs healthy. Because I think this Collinsville team, if they play well every game, they have a chance to make it pretty far in the playoffs.
Well, if they just win their first round game, that'd be the furthest they've went in a long, long time based on what I heard. I was talking to Bobby Sparks this week, and he said that he can't remember a time that they've been out of the first round. So winning this game would be, or winning a first-round game even, would be a break in kind of the trend that has been going on. And they definitely haven't won a first-round game since they've been in Class 5A. Tahlequah forced to punt here. Brandon Lowe back to receive.
Deep punt.
Over the head of Lowe, and this one will go into the end zone and be good for a touchback. So the Cardinals will take the ball at the 20.
So with 5 minutes and 3 seconds left, Collinsville's offense will come back on the field and hopefully get something going. We don't want to see another game like prior where our offense struggles the first half and our defense has to get something going.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Hamilton is lined up in the tight end position on the line.
Shoring up that right side. Haymaker gets a handoff, and he'll have some tough running for just a yard on that rush. And that's a luxury that Coach Jones has, is being able to line Hamilton up, who is a big kid, actually in that tight end position, which isn't somewhere where they like to put him. They like to line him up as a wideout. But with the injury to Cutler Cole last week, being able to put him on the line on run plays like that and maybe shoring up your blocking on that side where you've got a freshman.
Yeah, it looks like Bradley Smith is in there right now.
Cards go empty. Ryan Haymaker in motion back towards McElroy. McElroy keeps it on the read, breaks back left, has a lot of room. Runs over a man, he's at the 35. Finally caught there, but not before he gets a first down. Nice running there by McElroy.
A great read there, seeing there was nothing to the right, breaks it back left, and a lot of open ground for him to run in. That was a 15-yard gain, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So they get a first down to start the drive. They have Cole Kime in the right.
McElroy keeping it up the middle this time. That one good for 8 yards. And the Cardinals having some success on the ground this evening so far. Three minutes, 26 seconds to go in the quarter.
Keenan Hamilton again lined up in the tight end position.
This time Haymaker gets the carry. He runs left. Nice stiff arm there to break one tackle. And that was about a 15-yard carry as well for the Cardinals.
So Collinsville marching down the field.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. TJ Johnson and Tyler Forrest lined up on the left, single coverage. Ooh, that's going to be encroachment against the Tigers. That looked like it was number 5, Colton Wright, senior linebacker.
Mistimed the snap. That'll move Collinsville up 5 yards. And I was just about to say no penalties left in the game.
Haymaker. McElroy keeps it on the read. He's got the first down. Gets to the 25. 11-yard gain there by the quarterback.
McElroy is a big quarterback. I think he's the biggest quarterback I've seen all year with the teams that we've played. And he's tough to bring down. I mean, he's a hard runner.
Yeah, and it's not just that he's big. It's he's actually somewhat elusive in some way. It's funny, you watch him run, and it's not like he looks elusive while he's running, but guys struggle to bring him down. Gives it to Haymaker this time. Cuts right. Nice running by Haymaker there. Looks like he has a gain of 8 on that carry. Haymaker and McElroy alike doing a good job of getting to wherever the pile's forming and then cutting one way or the other to gain extra yardage so far tonight.
And from what I'm seeing right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Collinsville just keeps doing this steady dosage of just running the ball like they have been this possession.
McElroy keeps it on the read, bounces right, breaking through tackles. Gets the first down. Six yards on that carry.
So ball is at the 12-yard line. Trips to the left. TJ to the right.
Handoff goes to Haymaker. He runs through the middle.
And Collinsville has the luxury of running to the outside and running to the middle, through the middle. Haymaker being a faster, more elusive guy on the outside, and McElroy being more of a powerful guy on the inside. So the zone read really helps Collinsville.
From the shotgun. Hamilton in as the tight end. McElroy keeps it. Avoids one tackle. Still on his feet. Really nowhere to go. And this is going to be a loss of a yard here for the Cardinals. As McElroy had guys on him instantly that play. So it'll be 3rd and 8 here for the Cardinals.
That play, he maybe should have handed it off to Haymaker. It looked like Haymaker would have had at least 3 or 4 yards on the carry. But see, most high school quarterbacks struggle with zone reads and how to read the guy, but McElroy's been a pretty consistent guy at quarterback.
TJ Johnson single coverage. McElroy throws it up to him, and that was well short of Johnson, and it'll be incomplete, so it'll be 4th down here for the Cardinals. See if they elect to go for it. It looks like they will, as I don't see any indication of Perez leaving the sideline.
Collinsville does have confidence in their defense to get a stop if they were to turn it over on downs here, to get a stop and get good field position to start the next drive. They might be waiting to call timeout here with 12 on the play clock.
And it looks like that is what Coach Jones is going to do. Discuss what he wants to do here. See if Perez warms up at all over on that sideline, or if he even comes into the huddle. It's too far away for me. I'm struggling to even find his body.
I should have brought my binoculars. It looks like the special teams unit is in the huddle right now.
I mean, I'd love to see the young kid get an opportunity. We talked about last week when he kind of had a good opportunity to make a field goal in that game, but he's only kicked a few so far this season. And he is only a sophomore, and he's never kicked field goals before. So we were talking about how we'd like to see him get a couple more chances. Of course, it's a lot easier for us to gamble since we're sitting in a warm, cozy booth up in the stands.
Looks like they will go for it, having confidence in their senior quarterback.
Haymaker is the running back. 3 wideouts to the right. And a little bit of a tighter formation. Johnson alone on the left. Don't be surprised if they go back to the same play. They do. It's double coverage. McElroy's got more on this one. And it's complete. TJ Johnson with a touchdown catch. Cardinals been trying to successfully run that play for quite a few games now, and this time it pays off as the coverage got there a little bit late, and Johnson makes a good catch on the good pass from McElroy. Those two had a lot of hookups last year, and they've been fewer and further between this year because Johnson has seen so many double teams.
Yeah, teams know he's the biggest threat on this Collinsville offense, and they're not going to let him get any open space. But
and that PAT is blocked.
So it looks like the coaches made a good call there by going for it. So Collinsville takes the lead 6-0 with 5 seconds left in the first quarter.
Something that we talked about, getting a little bit of momentum. The offense getting on the board in that first quarter is a nice early sign of them showing some efficiency and some aggressiveness, getting on the board early. Coach Jones making it a point to stick with his offense, not going for the field goal. They're going for the true touchdown, and it paying off. Perez has the wind to his back here as he will kick off.
And the last kick we saw him do, he kicked it deep, which we usually don't see him do. He usually pooch kicks it. So to me, that either says that they're getting more confidence in him or that Tahlequah doesn't have a deep threat back returning. This one's a pooch kick.
Sails to the 28 and tripped up there by freshman Chase Lorg. Good job by the young man stopping that play before it got started. Court McMillan was on the receiving end of that kick. So Tahlequah will take over with the ball on the 20 7-yard line.
With 1 second left in the first quarter.
Secondary this evening for the Cardinals includes T.J. Johnson, Sean Kacheski, Brandon Lowe, and Dylan Cook. Snap back, Dick in motion. It's the option. Pitches. Conrad with the ball. A nice game there by Tahlequah. Looks like he'll have 7 yards on the option before he's brought down. And that'll conclude the first quarter of this 5A District 4 matchup here in Tahlequah. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second quarter.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
All right, we're back here with the start of the second quarter. Collinsville leaves Tahlequah 6-0. Special teams unit missed the point after attempt. Mark Tillman showing blitz. He comes, and there's a fumble on the play. Colton Wright does a smart thing and falls on it, and that'll be a huge loss for Tahlequah. What was a 2nd and 4 will now be 3rd and 13. As there was just a misconnect there between quarterback David Dick and running back Colton Wright. Obvious passing play here. See how the secondary handles it. Got 4 wideouts in. Josh Arnold comes on the blitz. Dick does a nice job avoiding it, and his pass will be incomplete. Intended wide receiver Will Carlisle, so it'll be 4th and 13. And actually, nice job there by the senior quarterback for Tahlequah, moving out of the pocket, and a decent throw there to his intended wide receiver. Nonetheless, it'll be a punt situation for Tahlequah. Brandon Lowe back to receive.
I have to commend this defense because they do a great job at getting pressure on the quarterback, and this defensive line is always in the backfield, and I like watching that.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, and it puts pressure on quarterbacks. It makes young guys make decisions, and I think as a coach, unless you're just playing an absolute stud, you're going to be pretty happy with your defense if they're making quarterbacks make decisions. The more often that they're rushed and not feeling comfortable, obviously, the better. Tahlequah takes their second timeout of this first half. The quarterback, David Dick, is also the punter for the Tigers.
Collinsville got a pretty good fan base tonight.
Yeah, really. The bleachers have filled out as the game has gone on. Nice job there by the Collinsville fans traveling to Tahlequah. Probably the furthest, or definitely the furthest that they have to travel for a game, but this being an opportunity to watch your Cardinals win the district. Snap back. Dick handles it. Takes a bounce at the 45 and a favorable Cardinal bounce, so it'll be Cardinal ball at the 46-yard line, and it looks like Dick punted better into the wind than he did with it at his back. So the Cardinals will get their best field position of the game so far, and that after their previous drive was capped off by a touchdown.
Cardinals in their second possession ran the ball with ease, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Haymaker and Zane get a lot of carries this possession too. It looks like Joey Kapinski's in on this possession.
Keenan Hamilton going to line up beside him on the right side. McElroy's right. Haymaker the back from the shotgun. Haymaker gets the carry, but there are flags on the field, and it's going to be a false start against the Cardinals. That'll be the Cardinals' first penalty of the game so far.
I don't think the players were lined up in time.
Sean Kacheski was in the game on that possession, and he comes out here, and that might be the reason for the false start. They might have been running a trick play there. The line might have been a little antsy to get going on it. Sean Kacheski obviously started the first 4 games as the quarterback for the Cardinals. This time, handoff goes to Haymaker. He is met by a wall immediately. Oh, almost able to break loose on that one. Instead, it'll be a loss of 1. So it'll be 2nd and 15 here for the Cardinals.
And if he'd have just got outside, Zane was going ahead and starting to block, I think he would have got a pretty good amount of yards there on that carry.
All right, 2nd and 15. Need something positive here. McElroy in motion left. Look to pass. Over the head of Dylan Cook. Sails the pass. And now it'll be 3rd and 15 for the Cardinals.
Coach Tezar and Coach Jones talking with the quarterback right now, trying to give him some encouraging words.
Tahlequah brings in their nickel package, takes out a lineman, brings in an extra secondary defensive man.
And don't be surprised to see this on 3rd downs for Tahlequah, as they run a 4-3 defense, but like you said, they'll bring in another guy and take out a lineman.
Quarterback zone read. Haymaker gets the carry, and he is brought down once again for a short loss. And the Tigers are sniffing out every time Haymaker gets the ball at this point. So the Cardinals will be forced to punt. That time, really no running game available to the Cardinals, whereas you mentioned the previous possession, lots of success on the ground.
I think starting out with a penalty just kind of throws off the whole offense, and having to run for 15 yards instead of 10, the defense is going to bring a little bit more heat, knowing that Collinsville has to make more yards.
Nice punt there by McElroy, fielded at the 25.
There is a flag down.
Tahlequah manages to get it to the 37 or 38 there. We'll see what the laundry is about. Officials talking it over.
It might be on Collinsville, as they're talking to number 5.
It is a false start, and Tahlequah is just going to decline it as they already have decent field position.
See, I'm surprised by that, because I thought on false starts they blow the
Play
play
dead.
dead.
Well, I think they try to leave them live for the team that could have an advantage. Perhaps if you're receiving the punt and you have a nice return on the punt, would be another reason why you would want to let the play go on. 9 minutes, 39 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the 33-yard line.
Quarterback keeps it. He gets 4 to 5 yards on that carry.
This will be 2nd and 6 here for the Tigers. Man, I hate that play didn't work because I think it would be really interesting to see what exactly Collinsville was going to do. I think it's pretty obvious there was some intent. There was a reason Kacheski was in because he came out right after the play or the penalty was called. Dick in motion this time. It's the option once again. Elects to keep, cuts up middle. He'll only get about a yard on the carry.
That'll be the Tigers' 10th run play of the night.
Justin Cothe in on the tackle. Looks a little bit stiff as he walks around after that tackle. Bends down, touches that knee he had surgery on last year. Just a reminder, Cothe started as a linebacker last year. Was injured in the first, I believe he played 2 or 3 games. Injured early in the season. Had to sit out the rest, had surgery. Keenan Hamilton coming on a blitz this time. So is Tillman, both the outside linebackers. But Dick breaks one open. He's down to the 30. Huge gain there by David Dick, all the way from the 33 to the 29-yard line on a nice bit of running by the senior quarterback for the Tigers.
Looks like Cole Kime will check into the game for Keenan Priddy. Cothe's still grabbing at that knee.
And that's not a good sign, especially out of a player that's really been playing very well for you lately. Dick keeps it again up the middle, lots and lots of space. Keenan Hamilton tries to pull him down. Brandon Lowe eventually does, but it'll be another first down for Tahlequah. This time the ball will be at the 15 as David Dick carries this Tiger team down the field. And the Cardinals are going to have to secure up that middle of the field area, bringing the blitz from the outside, forcing Tahlequah to run it up the middle, and so far they've had some success. Tillman coming again. And this time Dick hands it off to Conrad. He'll run forward for about 5 yards. And this is something we talked about before the game. The Cardinals staying focused, not getting ahead of themselves in this game. Got to make sure that you stay mentally in the game. See if the defense can get a stop here. And this play's blown dead.
It's going to be false start against Tahlequah. So that 5-yard run play on first down is
negated. It'll be 2nd and 10 instead. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the half.
It's 15 on the play clock.
Dick has 2 running backs in the game. Oh, he fumbles the snap. He does get on top of it, but that'll be another loss of yardage. And Tahlequah just found some momentum, and they may be losing it quickly as it'll be 3rd and 13 here for the Tigers.
And how good is Tahlequah's field goal kicker? In high school football, you don't really see many guys who can kick 25, 35-yarders. So we'll see if they go for it here, if they aren't unable to make a first down on this play.
Dick fakes the handoff, looks to pass. It's up in the air, and it's batted down by Brandon Lowe. A good play by the sophomore safety. Kacheski also went up in the air to try to knock it down. He was just short of it, but Brandon Lowe sailed in and was able to make sure that ball was incomplete. I don't know if the wide receiver would have been able to catch it anyway because he was well covered by, I believe, by Dylan Cook in coverage there. And Tahlequah will attempt a field goal. Looks like number 7, Kyle Lucas, is the holder. He's the sophomore quarterback.
This will be a
35-yarder. Oh, and Collinsville jumps there. So that'll move up the yardage on this kick.
And that helps out a lot for Tahlequah.
So now it's a 30-yarder. I believe that's number 28, Bryce Patrick. He's also a sophomore. Kick is up. And it's good. A nice kick there by the sophomore, if I've got the number right. And Tahlequah gets on the board, improves the score to 3-6. Collinsville leads. A little bit more than 6 minutes to go in this half. And really, though, Logan, a good job there by the defense to force the Tigers into a punting a kicking situation. Tahlequah had a lot of momentum, and they made a couple mistakes on their own, but good job by the defense to make sure that they weren't able to get into the end zone.
Yeah, I was just going to say how Collinsville kind of got out of there with forcing Tahlequah to 3 points instead of 6, which is about as good as you can have when Tahlequah drives down the field like they did.
Yeah. A couple big plays that Tahlequah had to get them down there, and the good job by the Cardinals forcing that field goal attempt, and with the score, with the Cardinals being unsuccessful on a PAT, it's a good thing the Cardinals were able to hold the Tigers to just 3 points there instead of giving up both 6 points on the touchdown and potentially the point after. Wind at his back, the Tahlequah kicker kicks off, and that one will sail out of bounds. That'll be a flag against the Tigers. I believe that's a 15-yard penalty from the spot where it goes out of bounds.
Or do they spot it at the 35-yard line?
And it looks like you're right. They're just giving it to Cardinals at the 35-yard line regardless.
So the ball rolled out at the 10, so a 25-yard mistake there by the Tahlequah kicker.
See what Coach McClure wants to do here, if he wants to stick to that ground game or put it up in the air. Marcus Redwine is the new running back in the game, and that's going to be a false start against the Cardinals. Really something we haven't seen a lot of this year. That offensive line has been pretty solid, hasn't made a lot of mistakes, but we've already seen 2 so far this evening, and I don't know if it's those young guys on the side. It looks like it was more on the interior, so I don't think that was one of those freshmen. And I believe this time it's number 73 who is
Bradley Smith.
Bradley Smith in the game right now. All right, so 1st and 15 for the Cardinals this time. Tahlequah with their 3 linebackers, 4 men up front. McElroy keeps it on the zone read. He's up, got the first down on the nice carry there by McElroy, and just like we talked about, Logan, he's just able to kind of slip through stuff. It looked like he had guys trying to arm tackle him that whole time, and manages to pick up about 16 yards on that carry. I believe McElroy has 56 yards already running on the evening. Redwine remains the back. This time he gets the carry, runs hard up the middle, gets a couple yards, and I love the way little Marcus Redwine runs the ball. I mean, he's just going to get it, and he's going to go as hard as he can. And, not looking to do anything fancy. Every time he touches the ball, he's just going to try to run downhill every time he gets a touch. And I think that's a nice change of pace as well. And as long as you can keep in sync with your linemen, I like switching up running backs, giving a defense somebody else to look at.
So 2nd and 7.
McElroy hands off to Redwine again. He is falling forward all the way to the... That's a bad spot on that carry. But it'll be a first down. Redwine easily got to the 40, but they spot the ball at the 39 there, and once again just running downhill, keeping his legs moving is Redwine, and gives the Cardinals a first down. Ball on the 41-yard line I think I said 39 last time.
Oh, well, you're an English teacher.
Redwine again gets the carry. And again, he's got positive yardage. Looks like he'll have 4. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the half. Cardinals still have all of their timeouts. Second and 6.
Hamilton lined up in the tight end position to the right.
McElroy this time keeps it. Runs forward for a gain of 3. And it'll be 3rd and 3 here for Collinsville. And they are giving Tahlequah a steady dose of the ground game here, which I like. Hopefully it will eventually open up the passing game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a play-action pass here. I know they're probably going to run it. Give it to run a zone read again, but Tahlequah really...
McElroy does keep it on the zone read, and man, he'll get maybe a yard on that carry, so it'll still be about 3rd and a long 2 here for the Cardinals. See what they want to do on this 4th down.
If it's me, I think I'm probably going to go for it here. I might bring in Haymaker, as he's probably a stronger back. But you really have no advantage because you're not going to bring in your field goal unit. But
And Tahlequah's already used 2 timeouts,
Yeah.
so they're working with a long field anyway. Handoff does go to Redwine. He does get the first down. Looks like he got all the way to the 30, which will be good for a first down. On nice running there by the junior running back, and that might be the first time I've seen McElroy give it up on a run play where it's a zone read on 4th down. He's done such a good job all year of kind of keeping or putting the game on his shoulders, and in situations keeping the ball in situations like that. But that's something teams are going to be keying in on now. You know, if it's in that play, just get to McElroy. So a good job by him that time to give the ball up. And this is going to be the 3rd false start here by the Cardinals. And this is becoming a problem this evening, Logan.
yeah, I think with a new kind of offensive line trying to get used to the new right tackle, it's just kind of throwing a lot of things off sync.
Yeah, maybe just not being able to find that cadence and like you talked about, a rhythm, being in sync. It's obvious that the Cardinals are kind of struggling with that tonight.
Haymaker is in the game for the Cardinals right now.
1st and 15. Ball on the 35. McElroy runs up middle, and he'll get 4 or 5 depending on the placement. Looks like he's got 4 yards on the carry. Second and 11.
See, Collinsville needs to quit digging a hole on first down. It's tough for Coach McClure to kind of call plays on 1st and 15 because does he run the ball or does he throw it and create 2nd and long? And I don't like Collinsville getting a penalty on first down.
Back to back. All right, McElroy from the shotgun. Keeps it up the middle. Falls forward to about the 31-yard line. 26-yard line.
Has Collinsville called a timeout yet this half?
No.
So they have 3 timeouts with 1:30 left on the clock. No, 2 timeouts. They have called a timeout. So with 1:20 left on the clock, Collinsville will try to score here.
Handoff goes to Haymaker, and he is going to be stopped well short of the first down. Maybe got a yard. So it'll be 4th and 5 here for the Cardinals. Ball on the 25.
I wouldn't be surprised with a quick slant route here if you run TJ over the middle and maybe have trips on one side where they're going to go twins on either side, but run maybe Dylan Cook deep or kind of change it up.
Cook in motion. McElroy looks for Cook, and there was a miscommunication on what the route was going to be there, obviously. So the Cardinals will come up empty after a really nice drive there. And with 39 seconds, the defense will come back onto the field. We'll see just how aggressive Tahlequah wants to be, but that's disheartening on the nice drive. The Cardinals unable to put any points on the board.
TJ was open on the route he did. He kind of ran kind of a post route, but not the route Zane thought he was running.
Tahlequah got 3 wideouts bunched up together to Dick's left.
And with no timeouts left, they're going to try to air it out.
I think they have 1 timeout left. And they do. They're going to look deep. And Dick has his man. A really, really nice catch there by the young man, number 8, Court McMillan. And good for a first down here for Tahlequah. Chain gang trying to get in place quickly. Clock won't start until they do. Ball on the 49-yard line. Now the clock has started. 30 seconds to go in the half. Dick again in the shotgun, looking to pass. Pressure is on. Once again, McMillan is the intended target. This time, however, Dylan Cook manages to step in front of the pass, and it'll be incomplete. Clock also stops with 22 seconds to go. And Tahlequah being aggressive on this last possession of the half. Trying to get more points on the board are the Tigers. And obviously they have some faith in their field goal kicker, thinking maybe they can get him in range here. Flags on the play.
False start against Tahlequah. So both teams kind of sloppy in this first half.
So 2nd and 15 now. Still 22 seconds to go.
With 46 yards, 56 yards Tahlequah needs to have.
Dick in motion to his left. Parker Brown in pursuit. Wide open is the intended wide receiver, and he steps out of bounds, does the smart thing, steps out at the 31 on a huge completion there for the Tahlequah Tigers. That was Will Carlisle on the reception. 14 seconds to go. Tahlequah now kind of getting into that range where they may be in field goal range with just a few more yards. Right now it'd be pretty spectacular if they could hit one, because it'd be about a 44-yarder. Dick here looks for number 11. He pitches to 5. That's Colton Wright. Wyatt Jones was the first guy on the catch. Colton Wright manages to get another first down for Tahlequah. And this offense showing that they can run a 2-minute drill really, really well.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't really even a 2-minute drill. It was about a
39 seconds.
Yeah, 39-second drill. And with 9 seconds left.
Got to think they're going to try to get end zone here
or to the middle of the
right.
field where they can call timeout.
Dick pump fakes, throws it deep, and he's got his wide receiver. Touchdown, Tahlequah Tigers. I believe that was number 8, Court McMillan on the reception, and Tahlequah puts together a pretty spectacular scoring drive there. And they're showing exactly what Coach Jones knew would happen. They're going to give the Cardinals everything they can handle tonight. This is their playoff game.
Yeah, with nothing to lose, knowing that they aren't making the playoffs, they can ruin a team's season here.
Snap back, kick is up. Kick is incomplete there for the Tahlequah Tigers. 4 seconds to go in this half. And Coach Jones is not going to be pleased with that last couple, the previous offensive possession of the Cardinals, and the previous defensive possession for the Cardinals. And it appears that he's also not very pleased with the officiating crew about something. I don't know if he feels like there was offensive interference on that previous catch. The wide receiver did kind of push off to fall backwards and make that reception. But no bit of politicking at this point can change that. Collinsville will receive to begin the second half. See if Tahlequah elects to squib kick here. Bryce Patrick, the kicker.
We'll see if Collinsville returns this or if they just down it.
Tyler Forrest fields it and does take an immediate knee. Smart there by the young man. That's a dangerous position if you don't get down. If you're not able to signal fair catch, and we've seen it twice this year where a guy has been really hit hard in a position like that where they've had to field a kick similar to that one, where they're unable to signal fair catch because they've got to make the catch first. So good job there by Tyler Forrest to catch it and get down on a knee to protect himself and get the play called dead. So 3 seconds here to go in the half.
Looks like Tahlequah is going to be in a prevent defense. Nothing gets behind them.
I'd be really surprised to see the Cardinals really throw the ball up here regardless.
Yeah.
I would assume this is just going to be a run play. And it is. McElroy up the middle. He'll get to boost his stats there with an 11-yard gain, but that'll end the half.
So the Cards going to halftime down by 3. The score 9-6.
We'll take a break and we'll be back with some halftime coverage.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is the showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
So Tahlequah's band will start off this halftime performance. Both teams with a poor offensive showing this first half. Tahlequah putting 9 points on the board. Collinsville with 6. On an 8-yard touchdown catch by TJ. Tahlequah with back-to-back scoring drives. Their first had 3 punts in a row. Collinsville punt, touchdown, punt, and turnover on downs. As we saw that right before the end of halftime. And Tahlequah made it easy with 39 seconds left on the half, having a big touchdown and giving them the momentum going into halftime. So we will take a break and let you listen to this Tahlequah band.
Now entering the field, the Mighty Orange Express! Tonight is the last performance of the Orange Express. This year's accolades include Outstanding Drumline 3 times in a row, Outstanding Percussion Section in the state of Oklahoma and Missouri 3 times in a row, Outstanding Color Guard, Outstanding Band at the Prior Potential Marching Contest consisting of 24 bands from Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. And they finished off their year at OSSAA State Marching Band Contest with a perfect score, straight superior ratings. Tonight is the last performance of our seniors that we've had for many, many years in this program. We are so proud of them. Tonight you'll be able to recognize them. They'll be not wearing their shakos, which are their hats and their plumes, but they have on masks of different kinds. So you can see them marching. You can see how many we're going to lose. And we're really, really, really proud of them. And we're so excited that we get to finish out tonight just like this. The band is under the direction of Mr. Josh Allen, Mr. Orrin Landis, Miss Amy Clark. Additional staff, Harris Osborne, Josh Leach, Devin Farmer, Trevor Downing. Drum majors, Aaron Wright, Dash Harbor. Is your band ready? Tahlequah Orange Express, the field is yours for your last performance of 2013.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
We are back here in Tahlequah at the Northeastern State University Football Stadium where the Cardinals trail the Tahlequah Tigers 9-6. A score update in the second quarter. Pryor leads East Central 28-21. That being the other game that has a little bit of weight as far as district goes. Just a quick anticipation rundown of how this whole thing could break down. Collinsville, Pryor, Claremore, and East Central are the teams in. So Collinsville is in no matter what. They will finish no lower than third, but they would be first with a win tonight. They have their own destiny in their own hands here. With a win, they get first. Pryor is no lower than third and would be first if they beat East Central and Collinsville loses. So if Collinsville loses and Pryor loses, I believe Collinsville still has that number one spot. Claremore has an outside shot of winning the title, but that's pretty minimal. So they should finish third, and East Central, like we mentioned, would be the fourth place team. Now, if Collinsville loses and East Central beats Pryor, then they could bump up in the standings, perhaps to that third or second position. All right, Logan, let's kind of break down and assess that first half. We talked over the break about the fact that the offense has some momentum. They've played well. They put together nice drives, but your complaint was, what does it matter if you're unable to put points on the board?
Yeah, with 6 points in the first half, like we said during the break, you think it's a pretty good performance for the most part in moving the ball, but if you move the ball and don't put points on the board, then it doesn't really matter how much you're moving the ball. But our defense is staying off the field, and we are wearing Tahlequah's defense down, so I think later in the game that might start coming into effect for Tahlequah.
McElroy has rushed already in the game for 74 yards. Now, that's a tentative number, folks. That's my calculations, and it could be more or less than that. So about 74 yards he's rushed for so far. Ryan Haymaker's rushed for about 39. Marcus Redwine has added to the total rushing yards in this evening's game as well. McElroy, however, I believe has only completed a couple passes tonight. One of those was on a touchdown completion to TJ Johnson on the only score of the evening so far. Once again, that PAT was missed. It was actually blocked, excuse me. The point after attempt blocked by Tahlequah. Collinsville will receive to begin the second half, and Logan, I would guess that we'll see more doses of that run game by Coach McClure and his offense.
Yeah, we ran the ball 24 times in the first half, throwing for 7 and only completing about 3 passes, and Tahlequah having a chance to intercept 2. So I know Coach McClure has that in his mind, and like you said, if it's me, I'm gonna run the ball
until they stop you.
Yeah, they haven't seemed to stop Zane, and if they can't stop Zane, then they're gonna be in trouble, because once they start stopping Zane, it's gonna open up a hole for Haymaker or Redwine or whoever is back there with Zane.
One obvious concern on the evening is those penalties the offensive line has accumulated on the false starts.
Yeah, they haven't been able to kind of get into a rhythm with a new starting right tackle, and it's just kind of been real sloppy for Collinsville and Tahlequah, and we'll see if they kind of got that straightened out in the locker room at halftime. I know Coach Jones is probably talking about how the defense played well until the last 39 seconds of the half. Tahlequah got the ball at like the 30. With
39 seconds to go, and where'd they get it at? Somewhere in the 30s?
Yeah, and they drove down the field with about 6 plays, and Dylan Cook got beat on the touchdown, and Coach Jones was not happy with him as Dylan went to the sideline. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this defense comes out motivated and ready to play the second half. But Tahlequah does have the momentum, so we'll see how their offense comes out and plays.
Tahlequah acknowledging their senior band members as it is their last home game of the year, and their last game of the year. We talked about how for them this is the playoffs. This is their only playoff game, and they're putting it all on the line. Coach Jones knew that would be the case. He's definitely prepared his team for the best Tahlequah Tiger team that they could possibly see this evening. And I don't think this Collinsville Cardinals team is surprised at what they're seeing out of the Tigers. I just think the offense has got to be able to convert in the red zone and get points. The couple times that they've done really nice jobs of putting drives together, got to make sure that you're able to put points up on the board after you do so.
Yeah, the keys to the game at the beginning were maintain the run game, and we've seen the run game do pretty well this first half. Second was keep a level head, and with all the penalties, it hasn't really helped out. And third one was the presence up front, winning the game in the trenches, and the defense has seemed to really put pressure on the Tahlequah quarterback, Dick, but
he's done a good job, though. I mean,
yeah, he's been aware. He's had good pocket awareness, moving around in the pocket, but our offensive line has kind of struggled at getting into a rhythm and not making silly penalties.
Yeah, I mean, I think the run blocking has been pretty decent.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you. Putting your offense in 1st and 15 situations 3 times, that's rough. And McElroy actually has done a good job in the line. Obviously, the whole unit's done a good job of getting out of those situations twice. 2 times they were able to go ahead and get the first down yardage. But that's still not a place that you want to put your team in frequently.
Yeah, and that hurts. That almost kills the drive for Collinsville as they have to work from behind, and it really hurts Collinsville. As they haven't had trouble getting yards on 1st and 10, but 1st and 15 kind of puts Coach McClure in a predicament.
Some other scores that are relevant this evening from the cross-districting, the district that Collinsville will match up in the next round. McAllister leads Memorial 28-7. Memorial, if Collinsville wins this evening, is a likely matchup for the Cardinals in the first round of the playoffs. Skytook is trailing Bishop Kelly 13-7. Another 5A3 matchup there. Let's see. I believe those are the only scores from the district that are being updated this evening. We'll go ahead and throw one more game in there for you that may be of interest. Well, we mentioned the Pryor East Central. Pryor's currently leading 28-21, and we'll try to keep that score into you. But we're kind of dependent on the Tulsa World website updating it as well. Mentioned that McElroy's already rushed for 74 yards tonight. He does such a good job running the ball. He's warming up on the sideline, getting that arm loose. Colton Kahn over the center, giving him some snaps from that shotgun position.
Tahlequah put 3 minutes up on the clock. Collinsville almost already warmed up, and Tahlequah just starting to warm up.
Well, with it being senior night, little delays happen here and there as they're announcing different seniors for different things. The start of the game, waiting on or dependent on the announcement of different seniors from different sports, including football, and obviously Tahlequah honors their band seniors during halftime. So they have put a little bit more time on the clock here to warm up, and I think we'll take the opportunity to rest our vocal cords so that we're good and ready for the second half to bring you this very important matchup in 5A4.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, There are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
All right, folks, we're back here in Tahlequah. Casey Price joined by Logan Wilt as we get ready to get this second half of tonight's game underway. Logan, some of the things Coach Jones probably addressed to his team during halftime.
Defense played really well first half, just putting points on the board. We can't have silly penalties. I know he's probably been chewing at the line's butt trying to get them to stop doing silly penalties, and I know he's talking to his defense on and congratulating them on how good of a first half they had, other than that last 39 seconds, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
But our defense, if they play like they did the first half, I think we're going to be all right on the defensive side of the ball. But our offense has to put points on the board. 6 points isn't like Collinsville. Collinsville this year has been kind of a high-scoring team, that more than we've seen in the past, and so we'll see what Zane and TJ and this Collinsville offense can do.
Dylan Cook back to receive the kick. And flags already here. Oh, the game clock hadn't been set yet, and Tahlequah Tigers kicked off too soon. So there's no penalty. It's just needed a clock issue.
So we are underway in the second half.
Cook fields it off the bounce. Follows some blocking. Breaks up the middle. Gets all the way to the 35. Nice return there by Dylan Cook. About a 25-yard return. And the Cardinals will have decent field position here to start this second half.
And so we'll see what this offense can do. And I know Coach Jones wasn't really happy with Zane's throwing performance in the first half, kind of overthrowing most of his guys, but we'll see if that kind of goes into the play calling for Collinsville.
Ryan Haymaker starts as the back. McElroy with double wideouts on either side. Haymaker gets the carry, runs left, breaks through one tackle, gets the first down. He's got 20. Gets 25 yards on the carry, his first carry of the second half. Haymaker got a lot of carries in the first quarter, not quite so many in the second quarter. And Haymaker proves that when he's fresh, he's pretty good on that carry as he picks up 25. I believe his total is at 64 now on the evening.
So about 100 yards away from breaking his 1,000-yard.
McElroy keeps it this time on the read, breaks to the left. He'll have 8 on that rush. And we mentioned it, just a heavy dose of the run game for the Cardinals as Tahlequah really was only able to stop it on one possession in the first half. 2nd and 2, gotta love to have 2nd and 2 with the ball at the 37-yard line. And that's got to have a pretty open playbook. See if McClure tries to take a shot here or just tries to get the first down. It'll be the read. Hands off to Haymaker. He's got the first down on a carry of gain about 3.
looks like Tahlequah's really loading the box and trying to dare Collinsville to throw the ball, but it doesn't look like Collinsville's going to change it up any. They're going to just keep running the ball, and they're a hard-nosed football team. So Keenan Hamilton in the tight end position.
Fumble on the play. Haymaker tries to pick it up and run. That'll be a huge loss for the Cardinals. And, you know, Logan, I'm not sure if that goes against his running stats. I'm going to just assume it doesn't for the night. Hopefully it doesn't, as that was a loss of 15 yards on the fumble.
Yes, I don't know what Conover was doing there at center. They could have called a false start because some of the players weren't even lined up. And that might have benefited Collinsville.
McElroy in motion to his left, squares up, pass complete to T.J. Johnson, and that gets the Cardinals back to the original, a yard or two past the original line of scrimmage on the nice hook up there. Good job by T.J. Johnson finding a hole in that zone defense and just sitting on it, and McElroy finding his number one wide receiver. And now we've got a 3rd and 9, so a really nice play there on that 2nd and long.
Yeah, that really helps out, being 3rd and 26 going to 3rd and 9, or 2nd and 26 going to 3rd and 9. That really helps Coach McClure kind of decide what he's going to do.
McElroy motion right. Wide open is Tyler Force. He's got the first down. Drug out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Nice job there by McElroy, who started to find a little rhythm in the passing game apparently.
And that's good to see, because that means Tahlequah is going to start kind of keying to the pass game, and it might open up the run game a little bit.
This time, McElroy has Keenan Hamilton lined up to his right, the solo wide out. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Haymaker, runs up the middle, has a first down. Haymaker gets all the way to the 6-yard line there on a 12-yard rush. So once again, assuming that loss of 15 doesn't go against his stats, that puts him at 79 yards on the evening. Cardinals have 1st and goal with the ball on the 6. McElroy hands off to Haymaker, and he tries to get it. He reaches it, he does. Touchdown, Collinsville. Nice running there by Haymaker, and nice blocking by the offensive line to start this second half.
So, right out of the bat, Collinsville's first possession in the second half, they drive down the field and score. A good offensive possession there for Collinsville.
Sergio Perez is in here to kick or attempt the point after. Are you surprised at all that the Cardinals aren't going for 2 here?
No, I'm not. With Tahlequah's good field goal kicker, they're going to just put another point on the board and make it a
possession.
A touchdown possession
Yes.
game. Tahlequah can't kick a field goal and tie the game up.
And Perez is good on it. I don't believe Perez has missed a field goal this year. He's had a couple blocked, but and not a field goal, a PAT, but he has had a couple blocked, but I'm not sure that he has put one in the air that's been incomplete. Listen to me. Talking about passes. But I don't think he's missed one so far. I've got Haymaker with 85 rushing yards at this point in the game. That drive, he really managed to get a lot. And the Cards will now kick off to this Tahlequah Tiger offense, who had a lot of momentum, really put together a pretty spectacular drive to end that second half. Hopefully they don't continue that momentum coming into this half.
Perez kicks off his pooch kick like usual.
And this play is already blown dead.
So you're going to be offside against Collinsville, and it will be. So that'll back him up 5 yards. So Tahlequah will get good field position starting off on their first drive.
Prez does have the wind at his back here. And goes ahead and lets this one loose. Sails all the way to the 10. Fielded at about the 7. Marcus Redwine tries to make a tackle. He doesn't.
And Chase Lorg brings down the Tahlequah returner.
So a nice kick there by Sergio Perez, and Tahlequah will end up getting poor position, actually their worst field position so far in the evening, as they'll take it at the 19-yard line.
Sergio proving that he does have a leg on him.
When they'll let him loose.
Yeah, maybe we start seeing him kick it as hard as he can on the kickoffs. So Tahlequah starting off on the 19-yard line. They'll be in a split back formation. Man in motion.
Handoff goes to right, I believe.
There is a flag.
Looks like he got a few, and Justin Cothe needs to be careful there not to have any extracurricular going on after he makes the tackle. Kind of shoved right on the way up. We'll see what the flags are about.
He's probably saying that running back needs to put fertilizer on his back because he's going to be on the ground a lot during this game. The ref's discussing this penalty. I'm guessing it is on Tahlequah, and the coaches are deciding whether they're going to decline it or accept it.
And they will decline. Oh, no, excuse me, they won't. Keenan Pretty is in the game for the first time this evening.
No, he's played.
Did he play
yeah,
already?
He did play the first half. Not as many snaps as we're used to seeing. And Collinsville will accept the penalty. That'll bring Tahlequah back 5 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 15 here for Tahlequah. Cardinals lead 13-9. Dick has 2 running backs in the game, 3 wideouts. It's a quarterback read, and that will go nowhere. There's flag on the field over on the right side again. Keenan Pretty and Keenan Hamilton were the guys in on that tackle. We'll see what this penalty will be.
It looked like the running back moved a little bit early. I don't know if that's going to be the call.
It is going to be against Tahlequah once again, and they just keep marching back.
I think they called that a legal motion.
It's either a legal motion or a legal shift once again against the Tigers.
And I'm pretty sure that running back is moving a little bit earlier than he should be. Collinsville's going to decline that one. Because Tahlequah did have a loss on the carry there.
All right, so 2nd and 17 here. Dick looks to pass. He does, and TJ Johnson immediately tackles number 11. That's Wyatt Jones on the reception. That will be good for about 4 or 5 yards, and a good job by TJ Johnson in open field tackling to ensure that that was all it was good for.
Yeah, and that's one thing that he's really done okay at this year and is coming up and making big plays on this defense.
3rd and 12. Here comes Mark Tillman showing blitz. Pass is again complete, but it won't be good for a first down. This time, Court McMillan is on the receiving end, and it'll be 3rd and 4. So a good job by the Cardinal defense just containing, keeping the wideouts in front of them, and forcing a punt.
And McMillan comes off the field a little bit shaken up. Looks like his wrist or hand.
Brandon Lowe back to receive the punt. David Dick, the quarterback, also serves as a punter for this Tiger offense. Nice punt into the wind. Brandon Lowe fields it at the 49. So good field position here for the Cardinals. In fact, their best of the evening. Good job by the defense there. Force a quick 3-and-out by the Tigers and get their offense back on the field, who has a little bit of momentum at this point in the game.
Yeah, and we'll see what Coach McClure decides to do. Last possession, kind of throwing the ball really well. Looks like
Ryan Haymaker does a really nice job there, making something out of nothing, and that was a close call. It's Jake Douglas almost left early that time. They're pulling him to be a lead blocker, so they're pulling him over from that right side, or I think actually from the left side, lead blocking, and it was really close. Let's keep an eye on that, see if that's where that penalty is coming from. And that's a tough position for a big guy to be in. You're pulling and trying to get in the right spot quickly. McElroy keeps it this time on the carry. Runs forward for about 3 yards.
And again, Douglas pulls on that. He is pulling he's on the left side pulling right, so. And that's one thing we haven't really seen with this offense or I haven't really, maybe I haven't been paying attention to it, but haven't really been pulling a lot of linemen to be lead blockers.
3rd and 4.
10 seconds on the play clock.
Cardinals break the huddle. Need to get to their positions quickly. Down to 3, 2, 1. Just get the snap off. McElroy looks to pass. Had Tyler Force wide open. Elects to go big. Flags on the play. That'll be defensive interference against the Tigers. Man, Tyler Force was wide open out in the flats for the first down. TJ Johnson had 3 guys on him. Yeah. Fortunately, interference was called.
He almost came up with the ball, too. He's a wide receiver that you can trust, and if you throw the ball up to him, he's going to go as hard as he can, and he's going to fight for that ball.
Yeah, he does that as well as anybody I've seen at the high school level, going up and fighting for his quarterback. That's something that he does. He's got a knack for the ball. They call it a ball hawk if you're on the defensive side of the ball, which he obviously plays defense as well, but he just manages to kind of come up with receptions that you just wonder how he did that. Mm-hmm. 1st and 10 here for McElroy. Hand off to Haymaker. Nice running there by Haymaker as he gets a few. Be 2nd and 8.
Right now it looks like Bradley Smith is in the game at the right tackle position.
Other linemen include Cole Kime, Jake Douglas, Colton Conover,
Jackson Dew.
and Jackson Dew. Jackson Dew and Cole Kime, the only seniors on that line. Quick pass out in the flats. Dylan Cook, he's got a 1st down. Nice running after the catch there by Dylan Cook. He manages to get about 11 on the reception. And I love to see them getting their quick wideouts, the ball in space.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you don't really see very often for Collinsville is that bubble screen. I'd like to see it run a little bit more, but they run it, and when they run it well.
1st and 10, ball at the 16-yard line for the Cardinals. McElroy has his trips to his left. TJ Johnson on the right. He's going to keep it on the quarterback read. And it'll be tough running there for a couple of yards.
There's an injured Tiger on the play. both teams will head to the sideline.
Tahlequah Tiger bench quick to take a knee. It's all but impossible for us to see the number of that player from up here.
He has his helmet off, laying on his back.
Looks like they're taking a look at his right leg.
Just a quick update for one of Collinsville's rivals. Oologah leads Catoosa 21-7 at half.
Has that prior game been updated yet? Let's see. No, I don't believe there's been an update on the East Central prior game. It still says 28-21 on the Tulsa World website.
I just saw an update. McAllister leads Memorial 42-27.
Once again, if the Cardinals should win tonight, Memorial a likely matchup that they will face.
Pryor leads East Central 42-21 at halftime.
And also an important score in the state of Oklahoma. The Thunder lead the Pistons 99-89 with about 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Man, they're taking their time with this injured Tiger. Hopefully not too serious an issue.
And that really helps the Collinsville offense being able to kind of talk it over on how they're going to go at this red zone drive, if you want to call it that.
Hopefully ending up with some points,
Yeah.
Maybe getting a plan together as to what plays they're going to run.
And all the training staff on this player right now. It is a bigger player, so I'm guessing he plays defensive line for this 4-3 Tahlequah defense.
We talked about one thing that the Cardinals needed to be able to do was be able to escape the game tonight without any injuries, and hate to see this for the Tahlequah Tigers, and hopefully the Cardinals can get out of here unscathed heading into playoffs. Still not a lot of inclination that this Tiger player's coming off the field anytime soon. Here we go. Finally going to get some people down, maybe to bring him to his feet. Perhaps not. When the officials is headed over to the EMS crew, they might be requiring a stretcher be brought out here. We shall see. The official's going to go ahead and communicate with the Collinsville coaches and players as to what the status is here. EMS are not making any movements towards their van. Four minutes, 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. Collinsville offense putting a drive together.
We'll take a quick commercial break and be back.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
We are back here at the Tahlequah Stadium where number 32, Reese Davis, is being carried off the field for the Tahlequah Tigers. They have casted up that right ankle of his. And he is a pretty good linebacker for this Tiger defense. So that'll be a blow to this team.
So play will resume.
Haymaker the back along with McElroy in the backfield. 3 wideouts in the game. Hamilton on the line. McElroy runs up the middle on the 2nd and 8. He's still churning.
Good hard run by Zane.
That was good for about 5 yards on the carry, so it'll be 3rd and 3 here for Collinsville. McElroy moves up to 84 yards on the evening, about 84 yards on the evening. Big time 3rd down here for this Cardinal offense.
It is manageable, though.
McElroy gonna keep it up the middle, breaks right, gets to the 5-yard line, and that'll be good for a Cardinal 1st down. Good run there by McElroy. And now it'll be 1st and goal from the 5 for the Cardinals.
Trips to the right, TJ to the left. The safety kind of coming over, and he's going to play double coverage on TJ.
McElroy keeping it in the option. He will be very close, and linesman showing a touchdown for the Cardinals on strong running there by the Collinsville quarterback. And that'll be a touchdown Cards, and they'll improve the score 19-9 with 3 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Sergio Perez in the field goal unit take the field. Brandon Lowe is the holder. Cole Kime, the snapper here. Justin Cothy, Chase Lorg on the left side of that line. Mark Tillman over on the right, along with Keenan Hamilton, and number 73. That is, of course, the first field goal missed on the season by Sergio Perez, as I was giving him a full dose of the commentator curse previously, saying he hadn't missed one yet on the season. And so the score will remain 19-9. Cardinals lead. Ambulance coming into the stadium here. No doubt they're here to pick up Reese Davis, who was injured only moments ago, carried off the field.
Isn't he the leading tackler for this Tahlequah defense? I believe
Yes.
so.
Let's see if they let Perez kick deep here, or if they once again kick to that right side and by the 30. Last time after the penalty, they let him let loose, and he kicked all the way down to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Wind is at his back, and he does let this one sail. Gets all the way to the 5 before it's fielded.
And Hamilton will come up with the tackle there. There is a flag on the play.
That was number 20, Mitchell Sellers, on the receiving end of the kick. Flag in the area of perhaps a hold. It will be holding against Tahlequah. So David Dick and his Tiger offense taking the field here. Got 5 wideouts right now. Now, worth noting that Brandon Conrad, who's right now lined up in the on left slot position, is a running back. Collinsville declines the penalty.
Looks like the refs are still talking to Coach Jones.
Trying to get the chain gang in place as well. Finally do. 3:08 to go in the quarter. Conrad in motion. He gets the handoff. Levi Draper says hello as he gets a big tackle for loss there. The freshman does. That'll be a loss of 6 yards on the carry, as Levi Draper was Johnny on the spot there to bring Conrad down immediately. 2nd and 16 now for the Tigers. Once again, go empty. Conrad in motion to the left. Fake the handoff to him. Dick does, and Dick will be sacked. Justin Cothe. Along with Brown on the sack. That'll be a huge loss for the Tigers, as they're just working negatively here, and the Cardinal defense really able to penetrate that offensive line of the Tigers at this point. And it'll be 3rd and about 20 here. Dick airs it out. Dylan Cook in coverage. And
It's intercepted.
he intercepts it. Good job. That's hard to see this far from here. I'm good jobbing you, Logan, by the way, for being able to see that. So an interception there for the Cardinals. Dylan Cook all over that play as Dick just kind of aired it out. His intended wide receiver was Court McMillan, who's had a couple big receptions so far this evening. Instead, the Cardinals forced a turnover.
And they took advantage of Dylan Cook at the end of the first half, and he tries to go back to Cook again and was unsuccessful.
So nice job there by the defense. Big tackles for loss, and then ultimately an interception. See if Coach McClure goes for the throat here on this play. McElroy fakes the handoff. He's looking for Dylan Cook. He beats his man, but the pass is well out of bounds there. And that'll be incomplete. Once again, Dylan Cook, the intended wide receiver, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And that ball wasn't even really anywhere close to catchable. That was number 20, Mitchell Sellers, in coverage.
Yeah, Zane is still pretty rusty throwing the ball. He has good throws, but I still think he's not where he was last year.
This time TJ Johnson to his left. McElroy keeps it, fools the defense. He'll be really close to the first down marker on the carry. Looks like that he'll be about a yard short. Maybe 2 yards short, so it'll be 3rd and 2 after the carry of 8 yards for McElroy.
So a minute 20 left on the clock. Gonna have Cole Kime in the tight end position to the right.
Haymaker gets the carry this time. He's got a first down. Ooh, barely tripped up at the 9-yard line.
So close.
That was
He
almost pay dirt.
He would have outran the defensive back there. Cole Kime again in the right tight end position and Keenan Hamilton to the left.
And there are flags on the play.
The Collinsville coach is kind of switching it up on the offensive line here. And that play was blown up from the beginning. Tahlequah had about 7 guys on the line.
And Ryan Haymaker has broke into the decade margin on the night for rushing, as he has 106 yards at this point, on 105 yards by my calculations, which are almost absolutely accountably wrong. But we're going to just assume, or we're going to tentatively say that he has 105. All right, folks, that ends the 3rd quarter, and we'll be back with the start of the 4th as your Collinsville Cardinals lead 19-9.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
Back with the start of the 4th quarter. McElroy in the shotgun. Haymaker's the back. McElroy in motion right, looking for Johnson. Oh, excuse me, touchdown! Dylan Cook is the receiver on the end of the pass. Dylan Cook with a touchdown reception from Zane McElroy. Nice touchdown pass there by Zane McElroy. For the Cardinals, Sergio Perez in to attempt the point after. Brandon Lowe, the holder. And there's a flag on the play. It's going to be false start against the Cardinals, so Perez will have to attempt it from 5 yards further back.
I don't think that will be a problem, knock on wood.
Cardinals lead right now is 25-9. Scored within that first 6 seconds of this fourth quarter. Yeah, that's going to incite some issues as the Tahlequah lineman just came in there and completely blew up that play, and the Collinsville coaches are going to be upset against that as well.
Tezar is all the way on to
Well, I mean, they
middle
just
field.
took total advantage and just... They thought there should have been an early penalty on the play is what the Tigers did, and since it wasn't called, I think they thought it would be a free play for them, so they just came through and blew up the right side of that field goal unit. I didn't even see if the kick went through or not.
It did. It was good.
This would be one of those times when it'd be so handy to have replay to see what kind of went down there. Hoping that the flag is thrown based on the initial foul against the Tigers. That's just a kind of a blatant and
Obvious.
I mean, that's almost targeting to me, which is kind of the name
Yeah.
or the word of the day. And it's going against both the Tahlequah and the Cardinals. And that's kind of the scapegoat of an official.
Yeah.
And that's when you don't want to make a call against either team. You call it against both. You see it all the time in basketball, and they're trying to get it out of basketball, the double foul call. So there will be no penalties enforced. And I honestly think that's almost like targeting when they're going to come in there and just, as an offensive lineman there, you're almost defenseless if before a play is snapped, somebody just comes in and blows it up. And I don't think the penalty was good as the Cardinals score, or I'm sorry, the PAT was good as the score remains 25-9. And the Cardinal coaching staff is not happy with the previous play.
I thought the PAT went through, but I think I was more looking at what was the extracurricular activity.
And that's when it comes, and coaches preach and preach and preach, don't retaliate after something happens. That could have been an instance where the Cardinals get another attempt after the penalty goes against the Tahlequah Tigers. Instead, the retaliation brings a penalty against your team as well. But I got to say, if somebody came in there like that against me or my teammate, it'd be hard for me to not do anything as well, because like I mentioned, that's about as close to targeting as you can get. Perez kicks it high. This time sails to the left side, and there's going to be a flag on the play as it went out of bounds. Mark Tillman almost got to it, though, and fielded that kick before it did. Nice call there by the coaching staff. Almost able to field the kickoff.
And that would have been huge.
Instead, it'll be really nice field position for the Tigers. They'll have it at the 35. Dick from the shotgun looks to pass to his right, got his man. I believe was number 11, Wyatt Jones, on the reception. Good for 5 yards. Mark Tillman showing blitz from Dick's left. Quick pass again to the right. This time incomplete. Intended wide receiver Court McMillan on a similar play. And there's a flag down.
Josh Arnold's going to have to be pulled back. Number six for Tahlequah looked like he pushed him down after the play was over.
This thing's starting to get a little chippy. This penalty going against Tahlequah. And these officials need to do a good job of right now making sure that they're calling those sort of things, because it could get really chippy here. And they finally added that point after attempt, Logan. I thought you were crazy. I apologize.
I get that a lot.
So instead, the score's 26-9. The PAT was good for the Collinsville Cardinals. And there's a flag over here on the Tahlequah sideline. And linesman through. We'll see. That's going to definitely be against Tahlequah. We'll see what that official call will be. If it's a warning.
It might be a sideline infraction warning.
It is. So a sideline infraction. Are they marking it? Are they stepping off here? Is it going to be a penalty, or is it a warning? It looks like they're stepping them back. Did we miss the first warning on the evening? And they do not. I believe it is just a warning. So Dick with 20 yards to go here. He's in motion to his left, squares his feet, has his wide receiver. And that'll be good for an 11-yard gain for Tahlequah. That's Court McMillan on the receiving end. Nice job there by David Dick, senior quarterback, playing in his last game as a Tahlequah Tiger. Hooking up with Court McMillan, also a senior, playing in his last game as a Tahlequah Tiger. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Mark Tillman coming on the blitz. He's in pursuit, along with Josh Arnold and 3 others. That's Brown as well as Cothy in on the sack. They'll all have to share that one, and that'll be a loss of 5 on the 3rd down. So it'll be 4th and 15 here. Nice job by the Cardinals. That blitz taking up an extra man, leaving that left side open for the other Cardinal defense.
Yeah, and again, Collinsville putting pressure on Dick, and they've really done a great job with that tonight.
Brandon Lowe back to receive the punt. TJ Johnson, Mark Tillman, Kacheski, Arnold, Cook, and Keenan Hamilton all in on this punt return team, as well as Cothy, Parker.
Brandon is going to have a return.
Ooh, breaks a few tackles. There's a flag on the play, but Brandon Lowe gets all the way to the 50 there. If it stands.
It looks like it might be blocking the back or holding.
Brandon Lowe really shook a couple Tigers out of their paws there. And it is a penalty against the Cardinals, so it will come back, but like to see that out of Brandon Lowe. Haven't really seen him turn one loose much this year. So that'll be from the spot of the foul, I believe, which will actually mark the Cardinals back quite a bit. So instead of the ball at the 50, they'll have it at the 22-yard line. Marcus Redwine is the running back in the game. He gets the carry. He'll have a couple. Check that. Maybe only a yard on the carry there by Redwine. Cardinals going to do their best to use a lot of clock here. $17-point lead.
Looks like Coach Jones is going to have Haymaker stay right next to him.
4 seconds on the play clock. Handoff goes to Redwine this time. Nice running there, following his blocks, and this time he's got 5 yards on the carry. So 3rd and 5 for the Cardinals. Ball on the 28. Keenan Hamilton lined up on the right side of that line. McElroy keeps it this time, hesitates a bit before running through a gap he found. There might be a fumble on the play. Officials are ruling the play dead. Still no call on the officials as far as if the ball was fumbled or who recovered. It'll be a first down if the Cardinals get it, but they do not. McElroy's first fumble on the season. Keenan Hamilton kind of discussing the issue there with the officials. That'll be a turnover for the Cardinals. And Tahlequah will take over. The ball on the 33-yard line.
So right when Collinsville has the momentum, Tahlequah starts to gain a little bit. A trick
This is going to
play.
be a pass by Conrad. It's complete. Good for about 14 yards on the pass. Complete to number 11. Wyatt Jones. Colton Wright is the running back in the game for the Tigers.
So with 8:45 left on the game clock in this fourth quarter,
Wright gets the handoff, runs up the middle. He's got about 3 on the carry before being brought down by Cothe and Draper. Dick looks to pass left and right. Now going to use his feet. Missed tackle there by Josh Arnold. And then it'll end up in a touchdown for Tahlequah. On a 13-yard rush there by the senior quarterback, David Dick.
this would make it a 10-point game.
Kick is up, and it is no good. I believe that's the second PAT that the Tahlequah Tigers kicker has missed, and that after he made about a 35-yard field goal. I believe his name is Bryce Patrick.
And that's a huge thing for the Cardinals, because if Tahlequah wants to make it a 3-point game, they have to score a touchdown and go for 2 and convert on the 2-point conversion.
Eight minutes, 6 seconds to go in the game. Cardinal offense is headed into the wind here. Or will be after they field this kick. Now, the hands team is, or the hands unit is going to be on the field on the reception here.
Skiatook just made the Bishop Kelly lead 28-16. They had a pick six. So if they win this game, they are in the playoffs.
Dylan Cook fields it at the 8. Has some decent blocking. Gets to the 20 before he's brought down. That was right on the tackle for the Tigers. I believe Skiatook is ahead of Bishop Kelly.
Oh, yes, Skiatook leads Bishop Kelly 28-16. My bad.
Oh, the world these days. Twitter can find anything. I remember back in my day when you had to read the newspaper to get scores from around the state. Now it's at the flick of your thumb. I'm not really that old, you know.
Well,
we could at least make phone calls to find scores around the state back in my day. Back to the game at hand. McElroy with Haymaker in the backfield. Tigers showing an all-out blitz. McElroy keeps it, runs up middle, runs over Bradley Smith, and tough running there by Zane McElroy. And he manages to pick up 3 on that run. This will be 2nd and 7. It's a really nice job by McElroy as the Tigers brought the house there. Once again, Tahlequah loading the box, not showing an all-out blitz, however. This time, McElroy keeps it, runs left. Man, breaks through a couple tackles. We'll see. Officials not marking him much yardage there. I think maybe they saw his knee down sooner than I did. So they're going to give him no gain on the carry, and it'll be 3rd and a long 6.
no surprise by Tahlequah loading the box and trying to make Collinsville throw the ball.
Trips to McElroy's right. Haymaker's on that side too. He's in motion that way. Has Tyler Forrest, completes a pass at the 30. That'll be close to a first down. Good job there by Forrest, fighting for extra yardage. It'll depend on the mark. It looks like they'll have it. And they do. Good job there by McElroy, trusting in his sophomore wide receiver, and Tyler Forrest not letting him down as the Cardinals pick up a big-time first down to keep this drive going and to keep the clock ticking.
Yeah, and that extends this drive, and that's a huge play by Tyler Forrest. I thought he was going to be about 2 yards short, but he ends up getting the first down. Again, loading the box.
This time, Haymaker gets the call. He's got about a yard. And it's tough going here as the Tigers are selling out to stop the run. But the Cardinals have to stay committed to it because they want to run time off the clock. So it'll be 2nd and 9.
If it's me, I'm going to start throwing a little bit more bubble screens to try to open it up a little bit, because those should be consistent plays where your guy's catching it. But Collinsville needs to know they don't go out of bounds. They need to stay in bounds.
Ooh, and that might be a false start. No flags on the play. Wow, Haymaker will be tackled for a loss. And I think both sides of the line there thought there were going to be some kind of penalty. Tahlequah guys kind of looked like they encroached. And then the offensive line almost kind of stalled out on the play. And Tahlequah is going to call a timeout, stop the clock, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.5 yards here for Collinsville. And this will be a big-time play for the Cardinals. I believe that's the first timeout Tahlequah's taken of the half. Cardinals lead by 11. 5 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the game.
Tahlequah is still in this game if they were to get a stop here.
Big play here, and all the people in the stands know it. McElroy's got Haymaker to his left, trips to the same side. Keenan Hamilton solo to his right. That's single coverage. Instead, he's in motion left, tosses it up. He has T.J. Johnson. Almost makes the catch, just T.J. Johnson. Pretty good coverage there by Conrad, and it's incomplete. So the Cardinals will be forced to punt. Maybe just underthrew Johnson there on that pass, but he had a chance at it. Instead, McElroy will be back to punt. And Tahlequah gets a big stop, gives their offense a little life. Back to receive this punt will be Conrad, along with number 4, Will Carlisle. Snap back. Punt is headed towards Conrad, and Dylan Cook will down it at the 40. And this Cardinal defense will take the field. Last week against Pryor did a really good job in pressure situations. Kacheski got an interception late in that game. Offense gets the ball, turns it right back over to Pryor, and you think the momentum might be shifting towards the Pryor Tigers, and instead Justin Cothe comes up with a couple huge sacks, and hopefully he, along with his defense, can get some big stops here this evening as well. Low snap, Dick handles it. It's a pass to number 5, right. He'll get a few yards on the carry. Ball's in bounds, so the clock will continue to tick. Tigers trying to get on it quickly.
Cothe was there on the tackle.
That was good for a gain of about 1. Second and 9. Pass complete this time. Good for the first down. T.J. Johnson knocks number 8, Court McMillan, out of bounds. So the clock stops, and the Tigers advance the chains. Seeing this Cardinal defense staying a little more true to their matchups here. And what I mean is Tillman, who's blitzed a lot this evening from coverage, is staying true to his matchup on that wide receiver. This time he does blitz. Coming from the left, pressure on Dick. It's a screen play. Wright has the ball, gets to the 40, the 35, runs over Brandon Lowe, still alive. No, he's not. Brandon Lowe manages to force him out of bounds there, and the officials mark him dead at the 29-yard line. Thank goodness. But still a first down and a stop of the clock for Tahlequah. They proved at the end of that second quarter they could put together quick drives. That may be a fault that this defense has, is when offenses are quick to the ball and making things happen quickly. This will be a good opportunity for them to try to work out those kinks heading into the playoffs and hopefully getting the W tonight regardless. Keenan Hamilton in pursuit. Quick pass to Conrad. He rushes to the left, has space, breaks a tackle, tries to stiff-arm Kacheski, does. Justin Cothe pursues all the way down to the 12. He gets the tackle along with T.J. Johnson. Nice job there by the Tigers, and why do they not run the hurry-up more often? They have been so good out of the hurry-up. I don't know why you wouldn't run it every single play. And it's first down and 10 to go with the ball on the 12-yard line here for the Tigers. 4 minutes to go in the game. Dick gives the ball to Conrad. Lots of room. Touchdown, Tigers. The official, the closest man in to make that tackle. And Tahlequah keeping it interesting here as they improve the score 26-21. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to go. And they're going to go for 2, I believe, here.
And this would be a big play if Collinsville can get a stop here.
Dick's got double wide outs to either side. Right is the back. Keenan Hamilton comes on the blitz. Dick keeps it on the quarterback read, and he's got pay dirt. Tahlequah within 3, and this Cardinal offense is going to have to get some first downs here. As I think about the very last thing you want to do at this point is give the ball back to the Tahlequah Tigers.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do here. If Tahlequah loads the box, are you going to keep running it on him, or are you going to try to march down the field and score? Tahlequah having 2 timeouts this half.
Yeah, they've got 2 left. I think the interesting thing is what the coach elects to do here on this kickoff. Does he onside kick or does he kick deep? If he onside kicks and Cardinals receive it, well, then they're working with a short field. They can play the battle of field position. If he kicks deep, obviously, he's got to put a lot of faith in his defense to get a stop. So that'll be an interesting call, whichever way it goes.
Collinsville's going to put all their guys up close, and Cook is a threat he is a deep threat, so, I mean.
Yeah, he's an open field threat.
Yeah, he's Tahlequah better watch out if they're going to kick it deep to him.
And they will kick it to Cook. He fields it at the 22. Has some blocks. Gets to the 32 on a 10-yard return there for the Cardinals.
So with 3:52 left in the game, the Cardinals lead 26-23. Zane will lead this offense back onto the field.
Have to get first downs. Have to be able to have some success. I don't even know if I would say getting time off the clock yet. You've got to make sure your number one priority has to be getting first downs at this point. You've got to be able to advance the ball. If you can do it running, great. But you've just got to be able to do it, period, at this point. Haymaker is the back. Hamilton lined up on the line. Hamilton is wide open. He's got it. He's at the 40, the 30. It's a race to the end zone. Johnson picks up a block, and the Cardinals score. Hamilton with his first touchdown reception as he lined up as a true tight end on the season. And the Cardinals with a quick strike. Gotta love the play call there. He was wide open for days, and he won the foot race to the end zone.
A 68-yard touchdown reception by Hamilton. Huge play for the Cardinals.
And a nice toss there by Zane McElroy. We saw almost the exact same play last week, and McElroy just underthrew him. Keenan had to come back to catch it. It was good for a first down, but we mentioned he could have had a touchdown on that. This week, they run the same thing. It is good for a touchdown. Sergio Perez in to attempt the point after. Kick is up, and it's good. So the Cardinals go up 33-23 here in Tahlequah with a quick strike. And now we'll see the Tigers are going to have to be super aggressive on this possession as if they weren't already. But now with a 10-point deficit, the Cardinals looking good once again. And we'll have to see if they kind of go with more of a prevent defense or stick to their normal defensive strategy.
And now I bet these Tahlequah coaches are just kicking themselves, wishing they wouldn't have kicked
it to Dylan Cook.
And maybe had tried an onside kick.
Back to receive for the Tigers, number 8, Court McMillan, along with number 20, Mitchell Sellers. Perez set to kick here for the Cardinals. Only a 5-yard approach, sails it up to the 30. And that'll be a tackle there by Chase Lorgan. He's done a great job on this special teams unit. I bet he's made the majority of the tackles on kickoffs this season. Tahlequah will get pretty good field position, ball on the 38-yard line.
I have to say, this Collinsville offense has spread the ball around. TJ has a touchdown, Ryan Haymaker has a touchdown, Zane has a touchdown, Dylan Cook has a touchdown, and Keenan Hamilton has a touchdown. So almost all the playmakers on this Collinsville offense have a touchdown, and that's good to see.
Dick from the shotgun looks to pass right. Quick out to number 8. I can't remember his name. Every time I've got to look down. That's Court McMillan. Good for about 9 yards on just the quick route. 2nd and 1. Very short one here for Tahlequah. 3:18 to go. This time Dick hands off to Wright. He's got the first down on a 7-yard carry. Brought down at the 45-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 45 for the Tigers. Once those chains get set, the clock starts, and it does. 3:08 to go. Dick with 4 wideouts. He looks left. Pass is caught by Sellers, and he's brought down at the 29-yard line. That was Wyatt Jones on the reception. Tahlequah really having a lot of success, man. I know I just talked about it, but doing about whatever they want when they're in quick mode.
Yeah.
And they're in that 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
Ball at the 29 for the Tigers. Dick fakes the handoff, looks deep, tosses it up. Nobody really in the area where he threw it. I think he was hoping that Court McMillan could get underneath it. It'll be incomplete, however, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Good coverage there by the defender, Dylan Cook, and the safety, Sean Kacheski, coming over to help.
And that'll stop the clock at 2:45.
Kyle Lucas in motion to the right. Dick takes the pass, snap, and Marcus Tillman gets the sack. He's been in pursuit a lot tonight. I believe that's the first time that he's got the sack. Good timing there for Mark Tillman, and that'll be a loss for the Tigers. It'll be 3rd and 15 now. Clock remains running, 2:20 to go in the game. This time Tillman in coverage. And Tillman tips it! TJ Johnson with an interception! TJ Johnson still on his feet at the 35 and the 40. Finally tackled out of bounds at the 40. And big time interception. And this defense has done it in the last couple of games. Sealed the deal.
And a tip drill for the Collinsville defense there.
We watch them practice it every pregame. And that time Tillman tipped it right to TJ Johnson. A couple of really big plays there by the sophomore Marcus Tillman. TJ Johnson a little limpy over there on the sideline.
Maybe because he just ran about 50 yards from one side of the field to the other.
Hopefully nothing serious with the senior star wideout.
So Sam West will come into the game for him.
Haymaker is the back. 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the game. It's going to be all run plays at this point. Just got to wrap it up. Haymaker runs up the middle. Good for about 8 yards there is Haymaker on the carry.
TJ is sitting on the bench, the training staff looking at him.
Well, he's undoubtedly done for the night regardless. He was still walking around, but just favoring one of those legs. McElroy keeps it this time. Haymaker lead blocking, and McElroy and makes a nice cut up left and gets the first down. Really good job there by McElroy, and he's got a first down for this Cardinal offense.
I'm guessing maybe hopefully just a rolled ankle, nothing serious. The clock will start with 1:05 left. Tahlequah probably not going to call any of their timeouts.
Ball at the 46. McElroy in the shotgun. Hands off to Haymaker. Runs right. Follows a block. Breaks through it. Tackle. Still on his feet. Gets the ball all the way to the 37-yard line on the carry. Strong running there by Haymaker. And that'll bring on the victory formation, guys. Dylan Cook, Marcus Redwine in the game. Kenny Smith as well checking in, and McElroy will get up under center and knee this one out because there's only 10 seconds to go. Play clock almost right on cue with the game clock. See if they even snap it. It looks like they will.
And the Cardinals are district champions.
Nice win there by the Cardinals. Little bit of a nervous moment as Tahlequah able to put together a quick score, get it within 3. Cardinals score on the very next play on a hookup between McElroy and Keenan Hamilton. And this Collinsville Cardinal team, as Logan said, the 5A4 district champions, and they will host the first game of playoffs at Salif Field. We'll see you there next weekend. Likely play Memorial. And we will need all the Cardinal fans out there to help get this team to the second round of the playoffs, something that hasn't been done in a long time. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll come back with our players of the game.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
We're back here in Tahlequah as the Collinsville Cardinals are your district champions of the 5A4 district. They beat Tahlequah 33-23 on the road. Big win here for the Cardinals tonight as Coach Jones, I'm sure, relates the same information to his players. Got to be proud of the way that they managed to get the W this evening on the road. Never easy to get that last win. And Logan, who would you say was your offensive player of the game?
You know, there was a different Cardinal that scored every touchdown. And Haymaker, he just stood out to me. He had more than 100 yards rushing, ran the ball really hard, had a 6-yard touchdown that gave the Cardinals a lead coming out of half. And so I really think he just kind of boosted this Cardinal offense.
Yeah, I have to agree. Just a great job running this evening for the junior running back, and being able to run the ball with success opens up other things. And a great job by Ryan Haymaker and a lot of other players as well. We consider Keenan Hamilton, since he had that nice catch and capped it off with a huge rush all the way into the end zone. So good job by the offensive unit altogether tonight. What about on the defensive side of the ball? Mr. on the spot. It's been somebody every game. Somebody in the fourth quarter lately for the defense has made big things happen. This evening, it was
Marcus Tillman. You guessed it. I mean, having a tip drill that resulted in a touchdown and having a big sack, and he just was all over the field tonight for the Cardinals. He wasn't felt until the fourth quarter. He was I saw him all over the field, but he wasn't making all the tackles, but he was in on a lot of them.
Yeah, his blitz coming from the outside every time was putting pressure on the quarterback, and oftentimes led to guys on the opposite side of the line getting the sack or getting the tackle for loss. But there at the end of the game, Tillman had a big sack in the tip that ultimately resulted in an interception, which kind of sealed the deal tonight. Great win for the Cardinals here in Tahlequah. They are the district champions, and they will host the first round of playoffs at Salee Field next Friday night. Kickoff will be at 7. Cardinal TV will be in on the coverage, so we also encourage you to tune in to us. And from all of us here at Cardinal TV, including myself, Casey Price, Logan Wilt, Shelby West, Lee Johnson, Spencer Beeson, and Kim Myers, we'll say goodnight. We'll see you next Friday.